back to another Grab and Go. My name's Noemi from the Palmy Branch Library, and this week's craft kit is a DIY sock sorter. So let's start with what is included in the kit. Of course, as always, we have our written instructions, and also included is a sign. Now, it could be a varying shape. It also could be a varying type. This one is made out of galvanized tin. The other type would also be a wooden one. So you could get either or and a different shape. Now, we also have included in the kit is a stencil kit just like this. However, the stencils could also vary in style. And a little Ziploc bag, and inside the Ziploc bag we have 3 clothespins, wooden clothespins just like this. And we have 3 little Q-tips and a small little container of black acrylic paint. So let's go over some of the stuff that is not included in the kit. Some of this stuff is optional. You don't necessarily have to use it, but what you definitely do need is a hot glue gun and of course a glue stick. Some of the stuff that's optional is a ruler and a pencil. Also, what's not included and is optional is some stencil letters like this, the little sticker letters. I got these at Hobby Lobby on clearance, but you can also find them at Walmart or Dollar Tree. You can use these instead of the stencil letters. And also, in order to move along the process, you might need a hairdryer. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. One of the first things that I did is I went ahead and I took my ruler and my pencil and I measured out 1 inch from the top of the sign, and I made a line straight across. And the reason I did that is because for me, I don't know about you, but for me, it's always best to have a line so that I can line up my letters so that they'll be straight. A lot of the times if I don't do that, I'll go crooked. So I'm gonna go ahead and start mapping out where I wanna put my letters and tracing them with a pencil. Okay, so now I've already traced out my letters right over here and I've mapped them out where I wanna place them. In this case, I decided to write out Soulmate, S-O-L-E-M-A-T-E. And so I've mapped it out. So now what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to go ahead and start placing my letters down, and I'm going to start painting using the acrylic paint and dabbing it with a little bit of the paint and a Q-tip. And so I'm going to go over it like this. And since the letters are kind of small, it really doesn't require a lot of paint. So we're just going to go ahead and just do this like this. I've already finished with my first letter. One important note to mention is that I'm allowing my first letter to dry before moving on to the next letter. That's very important so that you don't smudge your letters. So I'm going to go ahead and go on to the O. This is already dry. I used a hairdryer to speed up the process. So this is what I'm going to do at this point, is go on to the O. Okay, so now I've finished painting all of my letters, and I made sure to let each one dry before I moved on and painted the next one. Another option that you have is, of course, as I've mentioned before, you can go to Walmart, Hobby Lobby, Dollar Tree, and pick up some sticker letters in any style and color that you want and use them instead of the paint. So now I'm getting ready to actually place my clothespins, so I'm going to go ahead and put them there. I've got my glue gun all ready, so I'm going to just put some glue right in here. And I'm going to place them. And you'll notice that I place them a little bit off. The clip part is a little bit down towards the bottom. It's not completely on the board. It's a little bit off. So that way, that can happen like that. And I place them, of course, a little bit apart. Give some space in between each one. And once we get rid of all the little spider webs, and of course, if you want to add other stickers, embellishments, jewels, whatever, it's up to you, but this is basically the finished product. Okay, so here we now have 2 samples of our craft, and you can see that we've already put a sock on here. Thank you, Veronica, for your letting us borrow your socks. Anyways, but you know when you're doing laundry and you're going through all the socks and you find that one is always missing? Well, this you can hang in your laundry room, and that way you can put that extra sock until you find that extra sock. You come across it again and you can match them up again. Don't forget that this craft kit will be available at the Palmy Branch Library on Wednesday, April 7th. Limited supplies available.